Hello, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Adeni Michael. So in this video, I will be explaining how to run the analysis for this question I open on MS Word. And after I've explained how to run it, I will also be explaining the interpretation of the output. And from there, I'm also going to explain some recommendations we can make from the output of the result. So I believe you are going to enjoy the class. So the question is, the researcher collected the data attached to determine the influence of teacher experience on their pedagogical knowledge. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and represent the years of experience of teachers, and 0 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, and 16 to 20 years respectively. So from the question, it can be seen that 1 year will represent teachers with the experience from 0 to 5 years, whereby 2 will represent teachers with the experience of 6 to 10 years, 3 will represent teachers with 11 to 15 years experience, and 16 and 4 will represent teachers with experience from 16 to 20 years. Now what I need to do is I can copy the data directly from here to my SPSS. So this is what I need. So I'm trying to copy the data. So you can also see that we have 100 as a total. So I've copied the data. I will open my SPSS. So I'm trying to open my SPSS. So once I get to my SPSS, I will drop the data there. Now, since we have the data on SPSS now, I can also confirm, though I will still do that using the descriptive statistics when I run the analysis, but I can see the site to check it is 100. Okay, that's perfect. So I need to code my variable. In doing that, I will go to variable view, come to the first one, and the first one is teacher experience. So I can denote that one with TE, teacher experience. So my decimal, I can assign label to that so that it can be in full. Teachers experience. So I will assign value. That's 1 is meant for 0 to 5 years of experience. Add 2 is meant for 6 to 10 years of experience. 3 is meant for 11 to 15 years of experience. 4 is meant for 16 to 20 years of experience. Now what SPSS is going to do here is, each time I put 1, SPSS will take that 1 as people that falls in the category of 0 to 5 years. Now each time I enter 2, SPSS will know that 2 is meant for 6 to 10 years, and like that. So I will click on OK. I will also come to measure. Under measure, we have scale, ordinal, and nominal. But here it can be on the nominal scale because the years of experience are higher than each other. People who have 0 to 5 years, we can say that they will have the same thing or the same attribute or the same attitude with teachers with the experience of 6 to 10 years. So I'm going to pick ordinal because there is they are stepping up, they are moving higher. So I will also come to the second one, which is the teachers pedagogical content knowledge. We can also confirm that from the teachers content knowledge. So I can denote that as teachers content knowledge, TCK. So I can assign label teachers content knowledge. So for teachers content knowledge, based from the data that we have, is going to be on a scale. So doing this, I am done with the coding of my variable. So we will realize here that for the teacher's experience, we can say that it is a kind of categorical variable. That is, the variable is categorized into 4 groups, and the first one is the 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, and 16 to 20. Now here we have 2 variable, that is the independent and the dependent variable. Now we are going to know that it is the teacher experience that will predict or that will bring about the influence of teacher's content knowledge. So that means TCK is going to be my dependent variable, while the teacher's experience will be my independent variable. So what I'm saying here is that the cause is the TE, the teacher experience, and the effect is the TCK, teacher's content knowledge. So if I'm going to do this, what I need to run is I'm going to be running a one-way ANOVA. Now because I want to see what will be the influence, and the groups are more than one, that is the categories of the teacher's experience. So I will come to analyze, I will go to compare mean, and from there I will go to one-way ANOVA. So my teacher's experience, teacher's content knowledge is going to be the dependent, and teacher's experience is going to be the factor. That is, teacher experience will determine what is going to happen to the teacher content knowledge. So I will come to this option. So from option, what I need for now is I need a descriptive. I will also click on homogeneity of variance test, which I will also be explaining each of the outputs. So I will click on continue. From there, I also need this, which I will explain in the output. Estimate effect size for overall test. I will also click that. Now, I'm not going to run the post hoc for now because I need to find out if it is significant, after which I will then know if I need to run a post hoc test or not. So after this, I can click on OK. So I have the output. Now I'm going to start explaining the output from this descriptive output. So on the descriptive, you will notice that we have years 0 to 5 years, we have the number, and we have the total. That is, people who fall to the category of 0 to 5 years are 43, teachers with 6 to 10 years are 36, teachers with 11 to 15 years of experience are 13, and teachers with 16 to 20 years are 8, and the total number is 100. So this is one way to also confirm if I have a correct number from my data. So that is settled. From there, I want us to look at this mean. From this mean, for 0 to 5 years, we have 25.86. For 6 to 10 years, we have 30.22. For 11 to 15 years, we have 31.23. For 16 to 20 years, we have 32.00. Now, that send a signal to us, and what that means is that teachers with more years of experience tend to have higher content knowledge from this mean, and we can see that for 0 to 5 years as the lesser mean with 25.86, and followed by the teachers with 6 to 10 years. So we can conclude from the mean that the mean increases progressively from 0 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, 16 to 20 years, which suggests a positive relationship between years of teachers' experience and their content knowledge. So it means as teachers' years of experience is increasing, the teacher tends to have a good content knowledge, which is a good result and brings about a positive relationship for us. So from there, I will also be explaining the next output, which is the test of homogeneity of variance. Now, if we come to the significant output here, we will notice that all the significant are greater than 0.05. So that means there's no significant difference in the variance across the group. And this is also sending a signal to us, which will also determine the type of post hoc test that we are going to be used. And this also means that the assumption of homogeneity is met. And that means we can proceed to ANOVA. This is what this table is also showing to us. That is, the assumption of homogeneity is met. Alright, so from our ANOVA table, which will be explaining to us if it is significant or not. So the degree of freedom here is that we have 3, just n minus 1, that is the number of group 4 minus 1, which will give us, for this total here, we have n minus 1 is 100 minus 1, and the within groups, that is the 99 minus 96 or minus 3 will give us 96. But the important thing we need to look at here is this significance. So we can see here that the F value, the F value 12.387, then P less than 0.01 shows to us that this data is statistically significant. So if it shows a significant level to us, then that means we now need to run our post hoc test to see where it really lies. So lastly, on this output, before I run post hoc test, I'm going to explain this last table here, ANOVA effect size. Now coming here, we have etad square and we have 0.279. Now what we need to do here is to multiply this by 100. So if I multiply this by 100, it's going to give me approximately 28%. So what that means is that about 28% of the variation in content knowledge can be explained by teaching experience. That is, the 28% of teachers' content knowledge can be predicted, or it can be explained by their teaching experience. And this 28 is actually a moderate to a large effect. So that helps us to know that if teachers' experience is being removed, it can determine 28% of what will be their content knowledge. Now from this table, I can proceed to run a post hoc test so far is significant for us to now see where it really lies, to see if there are groups that are different from each other. So I will come back here, that's analyze, compare mean. So I will go to post hoc. So for this, I'm using Tukey, and I've explained that from the previous explanation under the homogeneity. So I will click on Tukey and I will click continue, then OK. So I'm going to have the output of, so this is my output for Tukey HSD. Now what this post hoc is doing is it will pick we can see I and we can see J. It will pick the 0.5 years, keep it constant, and compare it with other groups. So for the first group, for 0 to 5 years of experience, then we can look at it. That means 0 to 5 years, it is significant. Then for 0 to 5 years and 11 to 15 years, also significant based on the value less than 0.05. Then for 16 to 20 years is also significant. That means teachers with years of experience from 0 to 5 years, their content knowledge differs from other teachers from 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, and 16 to 20 years. Now coming to the next one, 6 to 10 years, 0 to 5 years, it means, and the output here is telling us that it is significant. That means teachers with 6 to 10 years of experience has different content knowledge from 0 to 5 years, but teachers with 6 to 10 years and 11 to 15 years, 16 to 20 years has the same content knowledge based on this data that we can see here 0.865, which is not significant. So I can conclude from here that teachers with years of experience to 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, 16 to 20 years are approximately equal. That is, their content knowledge are approximately equal. And by the time, if you still remember my explanation from the descriptive table, you will see there that there is an increase. But even with the increase, is very minor. Some is 20 point something, we have the one with 30 point something, we have the one with 31. And this is also telling us here that the difference are very close. So we can say that they are approximately equal. Now coming to 11 to 15 years, we can also see here that 11 to 15 years is significant, is also statistically significant. That is, it is less than 0.01, which is telling us that teachers in this group does not have the same content knowledge with teachers in 0 to 5 years of experience. And from this table now, we can conclude that 0 to 5 years of experience are not having the same content knowledge with teachers from 6 to 10 years of experience, 11 to 5 years of experience, 16 to 20 years of experience. But I can also conclude to say that teachers with 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, 16 to 20 years are approximately equal. And what are some of the causes? Now, for teachers with 0 to 5 years, there are some likely things that might happen. It may be because they are just new on the job. They might not have mastered some of the content, some of the topics, some of the disciplines, the peculiarity there. So this may affect their content knowledge. But for teachers above 6 years, they have been practicing, they have been writing their lesson plan. This may be the reason why they perform. They have a higher content knowledge. And looking at the table also, we also observe that we are saying it is approximately equal from 6 to 10, 11 to 15. That can also suggest to us that by the time teachers are also getting to 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, they can relax and not really going deep to now look at it. How can I make this subject or this topic better? The content they are handling, because we can see from here that it is not significant, which means they are approximately equal. Now, some of the recommendation I would like to make from this output is that it is advisable that if you are going to employ teachers, you will not employ teachers with 0 to 5 years of experience. So you can look for teachers with 6 to 10 years of experience, 11 to 15 years, and 16 to 20 years of experience. And if at all you are going to be employing teachers with 0 to 5 years, you can if you are employing 0 to 5 years, you can decide to take them on a training. That is, if you want to really employ them, you can take them on a training on their content knowledge and also let them know. And if at all you should not also expect much from them, because they just need to practice. And for also the pre-service teacher, we can also engage them with more training, so that by the time they are going to fit to practice, they can also deliver at optimal level. So I believe you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.